Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today's episode of Small Town Slashers podcast is unofficially sponsored by Wolf's Dumbass because we just recorded 30 minutes of this podcast and I come to find out that I actually did not have my desktop audio on. So that entire podcast would just be me talking to myself. Oh my god.
You have to let us go. The accident wasn't your fault.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys.
No, it's good. Let's see. I do want to say. Yes. Our guest Matt and Casey are still booked. They are currently under the weather. They've got a real bad stomach bug. So if you guys are listening, sending you my love. Hope you guys get better. Just wanted to put that. Just wanted to make sure I throw that out there first thing.
Yeah,
we had a good practice run.
We had a pretty good practice run. Like, it was a great conversation going. I just happened to look down and I'm like, wait a minute. Something is not right.
Something does not add up.
Okay, I boosted the audio too, so there. It's good now. We're all good. Oh man, that sucks. I'm so stupid.
That's alright.
It's been a long day in my defense.
Yeah. Wolf's doing a bunch of logging, which I did logging very, very briefly, and it was like the most physically exhausting thing ever. You literally feel like you just got get hit by a car afterwards. You're sore, and like the kind of sore where it even hurts to exist.
You do, but it's a great paying job, and it's got wonderful benefits, and I have more time to do stuff like act and things like that, so that's wonderful. But now that we're here, what have you guys been up to, even though we've already said this once before?
Well, I'm finally back to work, which is good.
Yeah.
I needed that.
And that's great. That's really great for your mental health as well. Like, staying cooped up sucks. I hate it. Which, like, whenever I had COVID, that was really the only time that I had to stay put anywhere for, like, and that was just 2 weeks. I played Bloodborne that entire 2 weeks. And it was fun, but it sucked at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
But yeah, whenever you got COVID, man, you got hit with it hard.
I definitely did. 6 months, no work, which was rough.
I'm glad you're back at it. And we did get to do a few things whenever, like, in that 6 months. We went to Horror Hound. Which was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to go to the next one.
Oh yeah, especially if we're gonna go after meet Robert England. That's gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I will have to look this up again, but I actually looked it up like a week ago, like how big his line was, and for anyone who hasn't visited Lexington, the convention center is pretty decent size, but yeah, his line literally wrapped around that entire convention center.
Oh wow.
But but it is Robert England, so you kind of expect it.
I almost paid. Like, I came real close to paying him like $400 for like a cameo, because like. But again, I think we mentioned that I'm kind of that really upset, and no, I don't mean like crazy obsessive. I mean just like, oh my god, Robert England said my name like that, and I got to redeem myself for being that really awkward fanboy around Kane Hodder, because like I said, we're for a refresher. I tried to surprise everyone by sneaking and buying, like upgrading it to VIP, and then the VIP lets you skip lines, but that doesn't count when there's an unofficial line to get to the celebrities line. So I saw
Yeah.
by Sunday there was no way.
Yeah.
But I do have a very nice, expensive lanyard that sits on my ceiling fan. So
That was so much fun, though. I mean, we did
yeah.
get to see Kane Hodder, and then
Uh-huh.
whenever we were talking to Adam Green, he threw a Sharpie at him,
Yeah, that was funny.
and then whenever Adam got the first ever Horror Hound Icon Award, you hear Kane come out and doing his speech with Adam, but he prefaced this by going, "Adam's a bitch."
Yeah.
That was fun.
I'm excited. Okay, I'm excited. Especially, I could always just update on our progress. Which a lot of this is going to go. Wait till Matt and Casey are on, but like we got the bulk of Invisible Scars out of the way,
We did.
and I've actually been, which I have to take off this week, but I've actually been getting semi like regular contract work. I was actually got me a nice a nice small paycheck getting to film groups. So I've been out shooting, but that's what I say is I was like now I'm able to like try to save up for Scarefest. But anyhow, yeah, we got that out of the way. Had a pretty good, and I mean, I genuinely, because like there was someone, like one of the people in our film who has been incredibly busy. Like it's just one of those things with life. Like people get busy, life comes up, and she just messaged me out of the blue, like while we were production was going strong. That like, oh yeah, I might be able to stop by, and like when she actually did, like it just so emotionally overwhelmed me. And then like when I saw the footage, I like legit broke down into tears. Like it just, like it like like as much hectic chaos as this production brought, like like just it makes the moments like that so much worth it.
Absolutely. And that was a fun moment, too. Like, we all had such a great time.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so we're aside from narration, we're gonna we just got just a few more days of filming, narration, and it's going to be down to the wire because I got to take a 2 month break from editing once the summer program starts. Just because I don't, where the interns use it, I don't want them. I don't want to mess anyone up. If anyone's done editing, you don't want other people on your computer a lot.
Yeah.
And so so I won't use that till the summer program's over. But if I'm able to get all the hard stuff out of the way, I might be able to finish it up at home. But if not, it will be coming out. Well, if I have to wait till August, I'm going to put it out. I honestly September because it's really not. It's like just like I've showed it to people and they were telling me like how much they love it, but like at the same time they're like, this is the first film of mine where like the first murder happens an hour into the movie, which okay, I guess spoiler alert there, but that's if you're watching a movie by me, come on, you know the routine. Someone is going to die at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an Oakley movie.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it's yeah, we're gonna get that. So I might put it out September because it's not really horror enough for October. But I don't know. It might. Trying to work things out with the theater. I'm not sure how that's going to complicate things, but
Yeah.
it's going.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, if I have to just buy a projector and like a amp sound system and just go projected on the side of a building, this film will be shown.
Absolutely.
It
I know.
will get good.
I know we got a lot of people that really want to see it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've gone through and watched a lot of your movies, and most of them, I'd like to say 99% are that ominous kind of gore that you don't really see everything happen, but you know it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that good kind of gore.
Oh yeah. I'll say because I love making horror films. Even like when I was just a little holler boy, I will stand by my film, which it's currently like it's actually been banned on YouTube for like a year, for like 2 years now. But one of my oldest horror films, The Devil Awakens, like I would say it's more gruesome than anything I've ever made because well, like the killer kills dogs and stuff, and because I love my doggo so much. Jack, Brownie, Chomper. Those were like my three. I call them stunt dogs. I was just trained to be in the movie, and they were fed. They were fed very well. They got to cheat with snacks and stuff. Filming. I spoiled those dogs rotten, and actually, whenever Matt and Casey comes down, we might need to find an excuse to go to Dad's because I just realized my dog Jake, he is in the behind the scenes, but he does not appear in Invisible Scars, and I would actually like to I would like to rectify that while I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, that sounds great to me.
Because I love that dog so much because there's just like anyone who really doesn't get owning pets, like you just have this bond where like if you really talk to your cat or your dog a lot, like it really develops its own personality.
Yeah. I believe Jake's definitely got one.
Uh-huh.
I love him.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Anyways, my old film was by far more gruesome, I guess. Yes, because we're just going to talk about acting stories. Like my old dogs were my actors, and they were. I had a lot of fun. There's like this really old video when I do the blood effect where I ran like a tube alongside my dog's neck, and I would hit it with the prop knife, and that would cause the blood to splatter everywhere. And Chomper was a black dog with just a white patch of fur, and something about that grainy shot of like his neck with that white fur just becoming more and more blood was I honestly I think it was one of my most horrifying visuals I've ever done. But like you get to see the behind the scenes, and I'm just like petting him. I'm like, oh, aren't you a good boy? Oh, don't worry, we'll get you cleaned up right after this. That dog was just like and he's like laying on, like you can't see it in the video, but he was like laying on a pillow, like that dog like was having the comfortable life.
Yeah.
God love his heart.
But
What?
yeah, we did production. Uh, we did one for this upcoming film called Smile, which that was an absolute blast.
Oh yeah.
I felt kind of because Wolf's job, he has to get up really early, so we did 2 days. Well, you guys did 2 days. I was there for one, but we like you guys filmed like 2 in the morning, then you'd have to go get up like really early and work all day, and then we did Invisible Scars right after that. So it was like a solid week, and it had this moment where like we were filming by far some of the most messed up stuff in the movie. Like when if anyone's worried that this movie won't be dark or anything because there's no murder, trust me, there's some really heavy things that happens in this film.
Oh yeah.
We was filming by far some of the most messed up stuff, and I will say I sent a rough cut of some of the shots we sent to somebody, with no context what happens. you know. So they're just, and so they kind of reacted the way I wanted, They're like, huh, because it's someone in love with somebody who just is past that point. I kind of want to say like this character. Not only is he like the most despicable character I think I've ever written, and I think we actually compared him to Bill from Hermarsha that has a much higher body count. But this guy's just so much worse. And I kind of based him on like the anti-hero architect. You get those grungy anti-heroes from like the early 2006, where it's like Dexter, Ray Donovan, some of the GTA protagonists, all those people that do these really horrible things, but the way it's framed, it's kind, they're like like those edgy heroes, and they still get to have like a, well, in most cases a happy ever after, kind of like the Punisher, but this is someone who is just much more real, like in reality, this person who is obsessed with vengeance would kind of be a dick to everybody, like he's not focused on that. The only thing he cares about is vengeance, and also that kind of person would probably be a complete a psychopath, or at least a sociopath in real life.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've actually, like, it's funny, because I told a few people about this. With every character that I portray, I do a full character study on them. And I write everything down in a journal, and I had toyed with the idea for a while. If you guys are interested, I'll transcribe this and post it on my Tumblr. If you guys want to see how I build a character kind of from the ground up. And everybody was like, yes, please do it. And so far, yeah, Dimitri has been by far, the more I write on it, the more I'm just kind of like, fuck this guy.
Oh yeah. No, he is really. I mean, is that something that, because a film, you need to have a good villain or a good antagonist, and he is just the way he goes about things, just really, like, he's definitely one of the most horrifying big bads, because it's like, and I mean, and I've wrote films about, well, like a demon that just goes around murdering people and spreading misery.
Mm-hmm.
But like at the end, it's well, one, it's a cheesy horror film, so it's not as portrayed like as serious. But on the other hand, the demon was a demon. Dimitri was a human. He had all the opportunities and stuff we have, and he decided to do some very messed up things.
Yeah. Yeah, so far he has been, well, there was one other, because I'm used to playing like kind of bad guys or really, really, really psychologically complex characters. This was my approach to it. Kind of the broken characters and things like that. But aside from him, there was only one other character that I had ever done a study on that was like kind of this extensive and this in depth. But like I try to flush all of mine out as much as possible, but I think I'm on like 12 pages.
Oh, cool.
And this is just in like cutting through all the editing stuff. This is important, this is important, this is important, this is important, this is important. And then transcribing all that into Word. This 12 pages in Word. It's like, I don't know. I'd say probably a good 50 in this little composition book.
Oh yeah.
He is, man. He's something else, and we'll definitely. I guess we could talk a little bit about it with Matt and Casey, but I don't want to give too much away because I also said I wouldn't post the character study until after the film is released.
Yeah, so I don't want to volunteer them for anything, but hey guys, you should be on our podcast once before and after the film's out. But anyhow,
oh yeah, definitely.
not to just volunteer people, but yeah, not because yeah, I really want to get it because like Casey, like she like the character she plays is like someone that like it took a while to find to find the right to find the right actress. Like we've shot this one scene, her first scene with Dimitri, three different times. Once with the first actor who played Dimitri, one with Wolf and another actress, and then one with Wolf and Casey. And it's actually funny to compare them, but and I don't want to knock like the original like actor for Dimitri, but there's just like so much more intensity. And because that was something I was kind of worried about in the original cut was, I the one word I would use to describe Dimitri is wrath. And not and you when you imagine that, like, it's not somebody who throws a fit, punches holes in walls or something, but it's that more it's like a cold and more calculated fury.
Hmm.
He bides his time and he waits, and he waits. Like when he decides to do these awful things to people, he could have
Mhm.
done it much earlier. He could have done it much more cleaner. He could have probably, kind of gotten away with stuff more to like a better extent. But he wanted to wait to where he could deal the most damage to his victims.
Yeah.
I might have spoiled a bit, but yeah, that's my way of wording it without getting into spoilers.
Oh yeah, like I've kind of told people a little bit about the character study, and so far everyone has been wanting, oh, let me read what you got so far, and I'm like, no, like because like I don't want to give too much away because
Yeah.
a lot of them really want to see it. I'm like, you're going to see a side of me that you're gonna be like,
Oh yeah,
oh wow,
because we'll get Matt and Casey to talk a bit about this, but they really they just said they couldn't imagine you being that mean because I was showing them some of the stuff we had filmed with you and Al, who plays Danny, one of the leads in the movie. You know, and they're just like, "Oh my god, I just it's so surreal seeing him be that mean." And then and then we actually had to film the parts where you have to be mean to them.
and that was kind of funny too because like I dreaded that the most because I'm just like, oh man, I gotta be mean to him.
Uh huh.
But I mean, I think
And
it turned out great.
oh yeah, I think we had a really fun, fun time. Fun time. Which talking a bit about like the acting life, which was the unofficial prompt of the podcast. So I'll try and steer things a bit back to it in the future. Yeah, I was kind of because filming. Well, like we did Smile, which for you guys was a couple, two all night shoots, and then Scars. So like that was we went Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday all nighters. And
Oh yeah.
so that one, we had to do a reshoot because like there was one of the actors had a real bad some issue with their eyes. Like they had to hurry and get eye drops, and when we're filming in the middle of a holler in the middle of nowhere, and like the nearest store is like 20 minutes away. So, anyways, we spent a whole day going back to this place to do the reshoots, and then we were supposed to meet Wolf at the filming location. I think we agreed on 7,
Something like that.
and we get carried away because I love hanging out with people, and we were just getting these shots, and my phone was dead because like I would just get up and go straight to get everything ready. I wouldn't charge my phone. I even had a power bank to make sure I could charge it on the go, and then the power bank died. But anyway, so I finally get it charged at the place we're filming. Like Adam Brewer, who is God,
Oh yeah.
which Also, for anyone listening, there is a lobster show on June the 4th at the Boone Motor Building. Come, be there.
Nice.
Go. Anyways, yeah. So we was filming there, and I turn on my phone, and it's like 8, and we were supposed to be meeting you at 7, and I was like, oh my god. And then you message like, hey, I'm running a bit late. I'm like, oh, it's okay. We're running a bit late too. And so we get to the filming location at about 8:30 by the time like everything was set, because I think we also had to do like snack runs and stuff. And you had to rest because you were working full time and such a physically exhausting job. And this is like 4 days, I want to say, like of you having to get up real early after like filming all night.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways, we meet there at 8:30, and we have a cool time. We have a cool experience by the campfire. It was like really magical, just us hanging out. So we start to shoot at around 9. We film a bit, and my SD card's full, but that's okay because I have a backup. So I put in the backup. The backup card just craps out, but that's all right because I carry backups for the backups in my punk vest, but I wasn't wearing my punk vest. So we had to go back from the filming location to where I keep my vest to get the backup for the backups. But anyway, long story short, we according to the times code on my camera, it was like 10:50 by the time we started shooting these scenes, and it was like 3 tense scenes back to back to back, and I was so worried. I felt awful, just but like but like it was like 2 in the morning when we were filming the really heavy stuff, and like we were still joking, we were having a fun time. There was moments when everyone gets a bit tired, but everyone gets tired. But once you got woke back up, like like you just keep doing stuff. So yeah, we was doing all these jokes, and I can't wait for this blooper reel because it's like some of the funniest stuff.
Oh my god,
Filming the most,
yes.
yeah, filming the most messed up scene, and to kind of spoil one of the bloopers, like what makes it funny is I abruptly cut in the credits and like the end credit song and everything.
Nice. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you sent that to me. I love it.
yeah. But yeah, that was yeah. Nah, so that's a kind of a bit of the acting life. And oh yeah, should we re-talk about the werewolf movie?
Oh, you can if you want to. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
It
okay,
always needs to be talked about because it's gold.
yeah, yeah. See, because but yeah, the werewolf, because I I like I like acting. It's weird. I don't like acting in my own stuff, but I love acting for others because I can because like I kind of because like each film I kind of do like it's kind of like a collab. I want to work with
Hmm.
everybody, and I want to make sure everyone's unique visuals. Our ideas come into the frame, and we just kind. It's kind of like a big jam session or a road trip where I've got the beginning and the destination mapped out. What we do in between isn't up to everyone else, But anyways, I love acting, and I've always had this dream of being in a really really awful movie, and I got my dream with this werewolf movie. There was 10 people involved watching it. I mean, making it. Now, unfortunately for some of the actors, it premiered to like 40 people was like in the audience. But yeah, 10 people were involved in making it, and I'm literally the only one who is glad that exists. Everybody else hates it, especially the main actor. He literally he See, I'm trying to tell the story how we did like during our rehearsal for this because let's see how to phrase it. Yeah, okay, yep. Basically, he had been in a few practice movies in this workshop. Um, he was getting kind of tired of it, and he read the script and he was like, "I'm not doing it. I refuse. I'm done." And so our boss was like, "Well, you don't have to do this movie, but you also don't have to have a job, so you should really consider your options." So he literally got blackmailed into starring in this awful movie. And there's like a scene from this audio that I don't think it exists any longer. Like he's supposed to be emotional, and in the final movie, he does do like a sniff. He goes like like that. But like when we first did it, he just like grabbed the mic and put it like right to his lips and just like sniff, sniff. Like, yeah. but but he hates it. He really hates this movie. Like it took him 2 years to even go back to where we filmed this movie, and he said going there was like he was transported to the ruins of the battlefield of the war he lost.
Mm.
Is how he described it. Because and it sounds like it's like I would say this: he is an amazing actor. Like I always reach out to him. I try to get him involved with our projects. Wolf and I actually ran into him coincidentally at Adams,
We did.
and yeah. I mean, he is amazing. He's such a wonderful person to be around. Like he he is somebody I would, honest to God, like this this instant, I would go for like a week long road trip with him. Because he's just he's that amazing. But and he's such a good actor. But as any artist true to their craft, I guess he just doesn't like the bad the bad stuff. And well, I literally the person who wrote the movie doesn't like it. The people who started it don't like it. I'm the only one. I love it so much. You can put it in my obituary. He was Matt in Dog Days. This is the 2014 werewolf movie.
It's gold.
And yeah, I like it. It's so ironic when I tell people, especially other actors and stuff, because you get starting out, like pay can be anything, but technically the highest I've ever been paid for a movie is I got paid $1,200 for this werewolf movie to star in it, and I think I have like 6 or 7 lines in the movie, but they let me pick my character, so I was just going to be a jerk to everybody, like, like so I get to have so much fun, and then there's a moment where after the werewolf, which when I say werewolf, like I'll tell you about the grueling makeup, prosthetics. It was this dollar store werewolf mask, this Native American drapes, and we sprayed fake snow in the mask's mouth, to make it like it went rabbit. So yeah, once this werewolf starts attacking, my guy's like already holding 2 knives, and I hand one of the characters a knife, and then I just pull out another one.
Got like 6 or 7 lines, but you also have like 6 or 7 knives too.
Oh yeah. See, if my character would have monologued, he would have been invincible because for every line of dialogue, he produces an extra knife.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So we was talking about this in the rehearsal. I don't know what led. Oh yeah, we was talking about her Marsha, like the tool scene. But I'm going to be making a channel where I just upload my the how some of my favorite movie scene clips, or I guess like shorts. And that's what I'm going to how because this movie, it's called Dog Days. It's about a werewolf, and once the werewolf is defeated in the most climactic fashion you can ever imagine for this movie, will bring tears to your eyes. The dramatic tension is out of this world. You will find yourself quivering with fear as you watch this.
I peed, like blood peed,
Yeah,
because it was that intense.
yeah. So once the werewolf is dead, he kicks it and he says, "Dog days are over, bitch."
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a good example of acting life. Sometimes you get a really fun role in a movie you enjoy that maybe not everyone else looks back as fondly, but
Hey,
what can you do?
hey, I love
Yeah.
it. I think it's great. Like, and if you pay attention to every one of our films, like maybe not ones that we do like separately with other people, but particularly an Oakley film, or if I make one, pay attention to TV because more often than never, the werewolf movie is playing on any TV.
Yeah, yeah. It actually one of the characters in Invisible Scars. I might I haven't which well, actually, I'll ask him about this before the podcast comes out. But I'm going to ask with Herschel, who's one of the creators of Smile.
Mhm.
Um, I'm going to see if there's a way we could get a similar looking TV and recreate the shot, and maybe put like Smile on the TV if he's down with it. Because I noticed something. The werewolf movie is so awesome that one of the characters in the movie, towards the beginning of Invisible Scars, she's watching it, and then towards the end of the movie, she's the love interest to the main character, Danny. They're laying in bed and they're watching it again.
Hmm.
She loved the movie so much that she's been, because the film takes place over the course of about a year. So, the character of Rachel loves this movie so much she watches it every single day.
I mean, who doesn't? It's just that good, man.
But, yeah, but I know. So I was like, oh my god, she really likes that werewolf movie.
Um. Oh man, let's see. Where do I start? Well, as Oakley has said, we have finished shooting most of Invisible Scars. Which is great. Like almost, well, 4 years in production, setback after setback after setback. We're finally making the film that could not be made, that refused to be made, but we stuck to our guns and are really putting it out there. And I think we got a lot of really good stuff, a lot of really great stuff. And I'm not just saying that because like, oh, we did it and we're in it and all that stuff. But man, working with some of the most talented and great people, and where it's a passion project,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna show. It's really gonna show, and I think we've all done great.
Oh yeah.
To bring back a bit of a meme, I think we've all done a great job so far. Every Dead by Daylight fan is just like, ugh. But no, I really think we have. And then we shot Smile. Had a great time with it. And that was a different character for me. Again, not really going to spoil too much until the movie comes out. But that was very different. And I also have got a role in a series. I can't talk a whole lot about it. Or I don't want to talk a whole lot about it right now until I know more. But there is a series that is coming out. I've got one of the main roles. Well, it's not a main role, but it's one of the kind of up there roles. We're going to be starting shooting on it pretty soon, and we did a table reading the other day with everybody that's in episode 1. And oh my god, guys, it is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Like, the people in this just absolutely nailed it with their characters, and the director, well, the writer's great. I've not met the director yet, so I'm excited about that. And a lot of doors just keep opening up, and so much so to the point where I'm actually considering getting a manager and possibly going through a talent agency. I bought a planner. I feel so old now. And then I got a messenger bag that I'm going to be carrying all my shit around in. It's so funny because I'm sewing patches and shit onto it. And that one patch that you bought me, Gun Bunny, is now being used. It isn't officially on that little messenger bag.
Hell yeah.
It was a bitch to sew on, but it's on there.
Sweet.
I'm like, I'm gonna put it on there. I'm taking Gun Bunny with me. But yeah, it's been pretty chaotic. It's been pretty busy, but it's been so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
I've even been looking forward to getting back and recording with you guys when I'm, not dead.
Which is understandable. I felt the same way you kind of felt yesterday.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I will say this too, since I've been away from my old job, I've not really talked that much about it, but since I've been away from my old job, dude, my mental health has not been this good in years.
And that's good.
Yeah, like, physically, I'm worn out, but mentally, I'm just like, I could take on the world.
Yeah.
And I have missed this turd. Let's see, what else have I done? On a whim, I got my labrets pierced. I got like a double labret piercing. So that's kind of fun. At first, I'm like, oh man, I didn't think about this. My lips are gonna swell. And they did, but not a whole lot. The swelling has went down since then. I got them pierced about a month ago. But the swelling actually went down, enough for me to shoot. So that was great. I also did not know. I'll tell a little bit behind the scenes stories right here. And so hopefully, if anybody who is shooting or is thinking about getting a piercing watches this, there's a thing called retainers. They're not meant to be worn all the time, mainly if you're going to be doing like a medical procedure, something like that. It's basically something you stick in your piercing to keep it from growing up. I did not know these existed. So the roles that I'd had, particularly there was the two, well, obviously Midas Cope hasn't started shooting yet, but Dimitri does not have piercings, so to maintain continuity with that, I would take them out, and then I would also take them out for Smile because my character in that film would also not have piercings. I'm the kind of guy, my piercings will like immediately start to grow back. So by the time we got done shooting, I would have to pretty well re-pierce my labret.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't hurt, but it wasn't the most comfortable thing to experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're gonna go get piercings and you're gonna act or something or whatnot in a role that does not require piercings, invest in some retainers, because I kind of played around with them a little bit. Took my piercings out, put retainers in, and just kind of walked around with them for a little bit. You could not tell they were there, like just looking at them from a distance and all that stuff. And like if you're on camera or whatnot, you probably wouldn't be able to tell, especially with me where I have facial hair. And yeah, so that's a fun behind the scenes story.
And I really appreciate like that, just that much detail for continuity. And I love it because like I've never, because like I noticed like during like in Scars, like I'd never, like especially during the reshoots, just as they keep going on and on, like like all the actors would ask me about continuity. Like I never would have to ask them, and I really appreciate it because like I know one of the actors, he actually got his like his hair's like a lot shorter, and at this point I'm like, dude, as long as they can tell it's you, like I appreciate it so much because like I've got my hair pretty long right now, um, And most of that is because as I usually wear it short, but it's also like, where I've been making this movie so long, I've had to get my hair cut 5 different times to keep playing the role of Bobby. And so I'm like, all right, I'm enough, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, given Dimitri's character, when you think about it, it was like, would he have a piercing? I'm gonna say yes, but you've also never seen him in the film with a
Mhm.
piercing so far, so it's like, well,
Uh-huh.
it wouldn't be right to just kind of show up. It's like, hey, this is a film, or we shot most of this scene on one day, and then we shoot again the next day, and there's Dimitri with piercings. So it's like he alternates his piercings just vanish in this one scene
Uh-huh.
like 2 or 3 times. Um, but
Uh,
yeah,
It,
I think
it
about shit
could
like that.
it could be kind of like a tactical advantage because where he doesn't. Okay, I'm going to BS and Wolf will get exactly who I'm talking about because there's, but you see the fact that his piercings only appear in this one shot and then vanish is a symbolism. Dimitri never lets his guard down around anyone because the piercings could be used against him if he were to attack people. He could easily rip them out and cause them immense physical pain. So the only shot in this entire movie where he truly lets his guard down, he has the piercings.
Yep, I know as soon as you started, I knew exactly who you were talking about. Oh my god. I did that for somebody the other day. But yeah, for anybody like the piercings that we're talking about, if anybody's a fan of Disturbed, I got the same piercings that their frontman has. It's the double labret. So it's like uh just right on my chin. And there's 2 of them. And I actually have the 2 claws. Oh, sorry. Hit my microphone. I actually have the 2 claws as well. So yeah, technically you would be very much right. Like Dimitri, if he were to attack somebody, they could really be used against him. And uh,
Mhm.
I'm not going to confirm that there is a lot of opportunities that uh, they could be used against him, but I'm also not going to deny it either. I'm not going to say anything because I'm not going to
Um,
spoil anything.
I would say that they look absolutely awesome on you. Like,
Well,
you
thank
know,
you.
if we if we were shooting scars again, I would have them in. Like if we, but like, but like we've reshot this movie so many times. Like, you know,
Yeah, let's not do it anymore.
yeah, like.
let's.
And I think that's what kind of confused Casey because I was showing her the other scenes with like Dimitri and Jane's plural where I'm like, well, you're seeing this one, and then here's this one, and now we're doing it a third time.
Yeah.
And oh god, I would say a funny story like the location because we use the same location in the second and third reshot. Well, the first one happened at the skate park, and the second one is at this garage. Because oh crap! Well, all right. So in the first take of this episode, we talk about how I try to honor people I know in films because a life like a lifelong friend of mine actually passed away last week, and so I'm going to honor this picture I took of him. But anyway, yeah. So we I wanted to shoot these two in this garage that my papa worked in because I love my papa. He's one of the best male role models I had growing up. Every and he is a good man. When actually at my also I had my 10-year reunion. I'm sorry to speed run this,
It's
speed run these updates.
it's my fault because I didn't
I know
press
it's all right.
record.
We just did a rehearsal or actually the reality is the episode was just what we talked about was too controversial. It would get banned from reality.
Oh yeah, that was because we're mad lads.
Yeah, anyways, like yeah, so at the reunion, people were, I mean, like these classmates that I haven't talked to in 10 years. Like one of them started talking to me about, what a real good man my papa was. So he left that much of a mark on the world, and so I wanted to honor him by shooting in his garage, and it was it was okay. The problem with like going to an active garage is sometimes it's very clean or it's very messy. There's no in between. There was also a shopping cart there when we shot with Casey that apparently, from what I've heard, because this mysterious shopping cart appearing, like it became my obsession. I had to know the story, but apparently one of the neighbor kids stole it and just left it at the garage, is what I was told.
As you do.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, like it was so each time we the first time we shot at the garage, it was a lot more clean and picked up, and the second time it was definitely a lot more. There was also like a car bumper, like just laying in the back, as and there was also this cat that we all fell in love with,
I love
and that
him.
my grandma would actually let you take if she's been trying. Like, just like she messaged me like 4 months ago. And it's like, do you want a cat? And I'm like, well, my apartment's too small for an animal. And she's like, oh, you can take one. And then when we started filming, I looked. I was like, oh my god, there's like 6 cats. And she said, yeah, the cat I tried getting rid of had a litter, and now I can't get rid of them either.
Oh.
But she's such a sweetheart. Like she will never take an animal to like the pound or anything. She'll just raise them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was cats, which we talk about honoring Papa. My Papa was not the biggest. I think he had real bad cat allergies. He was not the biggest fan of cats, so that's I can
is what we'll
I
call it.
yeah, I can actually imagine here, like just looking at the picture of the cat, like in his garage, just like hearing his ghostly voice, like, because that's what he would do when he would get annoyed. He wouldn't say anything to you. You would just hear, like you know, but yeah. And it was nice. It's nice to work in active like environments, because you really never know what you're going to get into.
It is, and I feel like
Yeah.
also it adds a lot of personality to it. Like it's very lived in. Like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't seem artificial, you know.
Oh yeah, like there's so much decor like on the walls. There's like a really old and worn down American flag that was like the pole like it used to be like attached to actually fell, so they just took it. It's very run down. There was like this old bike chain that they might put on the wall and molded into the shape of the state of Kentucky.
Hmm. I'm gonna have to step away for a second.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Uh, yeah, we got old old Pap. Yeah, old Papa. Actually, he actually found some. Speaking of that, I guess I'll just mention that like a lot of my films, I work with people who wouldn't classify themselves as actors, and one of
Yeah.
them, yeah, one of them was my papa. I got him to tell the story about him growing up in the coal mines, and it comes to a point where like a lot of my relatives love the audio I got of him, but they actually asked me to send like home movies of him because he just talks so much more quiet and reserved to like how he is. To talk to talk how to talk how he did talk. Like it real
Yeah.
it it's something like you can tell it's his voice, but it doesn't really sound like him, or at least the way a lot of people remember him. Because I played that for someone at my reunion, and they're just like, "Man, I don't remember Bill ever being that soft spoken. He was always really loud." And I said, "Oh yeah, it's because I literally begged him until he let me record him, and because he kept saying, "Ah, there's someone better to tell tell this story."
Mhm.
Because I was wanting to talk about where I grew up in an old coal camp, and finally I was like, "Papa, you're really the only one left." And he's like, "All right, I can speak for about 10 minutes." And sure enough, that audio recording is literally like 10 minutes and like 5 seconds, and he just ends it with, "Yeah, I guess that really tells the story, don't it?" Like, he was done.
Yeah.
Uh, cause has everything been going good with your return to work, or?
Yeah, we've just kind of been going slow. They've had us working a lot of what is it, jobs where it's like not physical really, which is
Mhm.
good. Um, and I'm glad because it definitely helps.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that's something I've never like since I fell. Like I really like actually, yeah. This coming Saturday, the day after the podcast comes out, will be 1 year since I decided to break all five of my toes.
Yeah,
And like I still I can't hardly lift for anything. But, uh,
yeah, it definitely helps, like mentally too. Like Wolf said earlier, just getting back to work has been really nice.
oh yeah, that was honestly, well, aside from pain, the pain, obviously the pain and like the healing, the worst part of breaking my foot was I had to spend an entire month just laying on the bed,
Yeah,
and like every trip to the bathroom was like a 15-minute adventure, just trying to get up and get to the commode. And you really, when you're stuck somewhere, and I honest to God think this could happen in a 5-star hotel room. If we went to Dollywood and rented out like that executive suite,
yeah,
like like it's amazing. But if I was like, well, you cannot leave this room for an entire week, you'd go stir crazy in there because I went crazy.
yeah. It definitely makes it hard. Uh, and it does. Oh my god, drive you crazy.
Hmm. Yeah, I was. Man, I literally like there's like so much, and like like that people tell me like that, like I don't really remember it. I just remember being, it's that's kind of the hardest because like it really gets you down, and
Oh
especially
yeah,
especially at my counselor, ended up, like ending, like recommending I find another like another counselor, because like she was just like telling me that like I haven't really improved like the last couple of sessions. And I mean, she was really wonderful and sweet, and I honestly think the only counselor I've ever really liked. But I also it's just like, well, it was like she would tell me, she would ask like how, she, like, when I would tell her I was feeling down, she'd be like, "Well, what do you usually do to feel better?" And I just kind of chuckled, and I was like, I would
Mhm.
take a walk."
yeah.
and I could, you know, uh, and then the knee scooter. I spent like 6 hours laying in bed one time because my youngest nephew, Colton, actually ended up stealing my knee scooter and just
Mm.
taking it away.
I remember when that happened.
Oh yeah, yeah, hello, yeah, nice.
Hello there.
Hello there, General Kenobi.
Ugh.
Uh, we're getting close to one year, which for anyone who is debating if you should break all five of your toes, I'm going to lean towards no, because it's like a year later. For anyone wondering questions, does it hurt when it gets cold? Yes. Does it still hurt? Yeah, about every 10 or 15 steps. And I'm really good at hiding it now, but there will be moments when I'm walking and I'll just stop, or like we'll be mid conversation and like I'll just get really distracted because it's just like a huge sting that shoots up the front part of my foot.
Like I remember, it was whenever we shot with Matt and Casey at the cabin. You had popped your toes because it was like you needed to pop your toes,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
and just the first moment that like they when they first popped, that first instance,
Mm.
you could see on your face the unbelievable amount of pain that you were in.
Oh yeah.
Which,
Like it it really hurts, but it makes it feel good afterwards. And also I'm addicted to popping them, so it's a curse. But no, it stings. And yeah, I remember that because I was like, hold on, and like I did that, and you were just like, was that your bad toe? And I just nodded.
it's like, oh my god, are you all right?
Yeah, yeah, because apparently there might be some ingrown toenail that's like in my foot that might be contributing to like the pain. And my doctor's reaction was to tell me that they might need to do surgery to completely remove my toenail. And I actually, coincidentally, it was the same toe many years ago. I've not been nice to this toe. Like when I was a kid, I accidentally hit it against my porch when I was running up the steps, and after like a month, the toenail fell off. So I remember like it was like a year and a half of just like how bad it hurt. But so it was that, and the fact that she suggested another surgery, and I just, because I was like, I'm not sure if I want to do that, and she was like, well, whenever you think it over, just let me know when you decide is the best day to perform the operation. And to be honest, that was like 6 months ago, and I have not went back.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
And like I also, because I think it's like some kind of trauma. I'm not, and I'm not claiming it is, because like it's not diagnosed or anything, but that's the only way I can describe it, as like a post traumatic shock. I just spaced out and went, met my friend who was kind enough to take me to the doctor and left. And then like 2 days later, I realized I forgot to have my blood work done, because the moment she said surgery, it just freaked me out to that point, because that was uh I if my nephew ever listens to this podcast, he's going to get like such a huge ego boost, because apparently like when I was getting the I was like when I was getting the surgery, like when I was being put under, the last words like I told the nurse was, if anything bad happens to me, you promise me you're going to look after my nephew Noah.
Hmm.
So yeah, I don't, me making this random nurse promise, like, Like, hey, you've never met this kid, but he's your responsibility if anything happens to me. But yeah, nah, that was. But I mean, my doctor was really good. I really think I think she kind of suspects like how much I didn't heed a lot of her advice because because she was like, okay, like you've recovered. Once you're done shooting your movie, you have to take it easy for like another month. And it was like the next week I was helping Herschel shoot gore, with Wolf, Matt, and Casey. Because I felt bad because like I agreed to help him with the camera work for gore, and that was like the week before I fell and broke my foot.
Which
So
have you guys heard? Because I know it's in editing still. How much longer do you think it'll be
It's
before?
they said it was about 3/4 of the way done. I'm so sorry. I'm actually looking. Herschel just sent me a fight scene that we had done for Smile, and I was going through and watching it. I'll
oh
uh
cool.
I'll send it to you guys later, and it looks pretty dope. We're gonna have to reshoot a little bit of it, but I think it looks great so far. Like I'm excited. Um,
And as long as I'm free, I don't care to help them out because they like Herschel and Jerry were so nice. They were really accommodating because we was shooting in this really old abandoned high school.
mhm.
Um, literally like probably the last place my doctor would recommend me going. Because I still had all my I still had my I think I had three of my pins still in my foot. But yeah, like I was just like limping around. They even brought me a chair to sit down and take a break, and that was like so amazing. You know.
Yeah, I can't wait to finally maybe get to actually act in a film of Herschel's.
I would be down, and without spoiling too much, I might have a small role in Smile, but it's only if the other actor ends up backing out. But no, I was committed. Like I was telling him, I'm like, I was like, give me the dialogue. I'll submit an audition and stuff because I love seeing how other people can use, like want to use my skills.
Yeah,
And for any future directors, I swear once I know my dialogue, my stutter is not that bad. I promise. Or cast me as somebody who stutters, you'll get a very natural performance. Because I've been.
which I I do want to message that one guy that you're doing that uh, series for and see if I can still get a part for that.
Oh, Midas Cove.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, I think. Well, we haven't shot any bit of it yet, but I know it's gonna go on. It's gonna go on for a bit.
yeah,
Uh, Man, there's so much that I want to say about it, but there's so much I don't know if I can say.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah,
definitely message
which
him.
is understandable.
Definitely message him. He's really awesome to talk to, and he's really.
yeah.
I think maybe you might be able to get on. And then as for Herschel, yeah, we're always looking for
Yeah,
people to shoot with. I'm sorry if I'm kind of dissing. I'm still going through and watching this scene. I'm not vain. I swear I'm not vain. It's just really weird seeing me in this particular character because, like I said earlier, it's something that I'm definitely not used to because I'm kind of used to being a bad guy.
Hmm.
yeah.
um,
Um, I'm excited to see it, but oh yeah, I'll message the guy from not Midas Go. Literally any of them, they can have like I don't care to help out behind the scenes photos because that's that's what people like I said. Also, I don't care for small performances, and like I've told people, which I had to think of deja vu, but no, I think this was said in the band version of the episode. That's walked it from eternity.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
if you guys are making a movie, if you just give me a Coke and a 10-piece chicken nugget from anywhere, you've got your thing. Because because we was talking about actor salaries, and I was like, because like the the role in the werewolf movie is one of the few roles I've ever been paid for.
Gore
And
Gore was my first. Uh, it's different. I mean, getting paid for it is really nice, but also I just really love doing it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's something like if they want behind the scenes photos and stuff. I genuinely love doing it. I love getting to to vibe with people and just hang out and talk films and brainstorm things. Because there's one like there's a film I really want to make, and I'm just torn because so it's it's a film that is based on an urban legend here that was based on a real murder, but the actual details of the murder are very different than the urban legend. So, like, I want to base it on the urban legend, but I would be worried that people would assume I'm, trying to exploit a real life tragedy
Yeah.
because everybody thinks the actual murder happened the way the urban legend did, and it turns out it didn't. I mean, yeah, it's like it's just one of those stories that as time goes on, it gets more and more different than what actually happened. Yeah, we might do some promo pics for that, for a potential movie if if Matt and Casey are up for it whenever we're shooting. But you know, the next time it's going to be a bit more fast paced, but we're going to be dubbing audio, and I'm actually going to be making a return to stream. We're going to be we're going to be it's going to be my second time having a guest. Wolf was my first guest on stream, and if if he's free when we do the stream, he can also join in on this one. We're just gonna look over some stuff, promote Smile, possibly Gore, because I've seen I've seen a scene from Gore, and it looks really awesome. But I don't want to get on there and start promoting material that's not yet ready for public eye.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Just holler at me. I'll I'll definitely make myself available.
As we because I think the way we've got it worked out right now, they're going to come in real late at night, and they got to leave like the next time before it gets to the next day before it gets too dark. So we're going to try and do all the night stuff in one night, which going to need I'm going to buy a bunch of caffeine for that.
Kick back some
Um,
Appalachian Gold.
oh yeah, yeah. I've actually got I've literally got three different flavors of Mountain Dew in my fridge right now.
Nice.
But yeah, we're going to do that and then try to do because the next time like the next stage is going to be dubbing dialogue for the most part, and I'm thinking to try to squeeze in maybe an hour to do the stream.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep, to get everyone in. Like, 'cause I've really missed streaming. I just really haven't found the energy to jump back into it yet.
And I understand that one.
Yeah. Oh man, and I just got a lot of exciting things, and it's really nice to get because I will say Matt's character is really real is in this movie is really amazing. He plays this. this radio DJ who was not really based on anyone. I kind of let him make the character's own, and actually, just to show how my brain works because I keep forgetting stuff. Uh, in order to get this scene to work, we're going to need him to dub in some dialogue or possibly reshoot it. But Gun Bunny, I was going to ask if you would want to be the voice of the person who calls in on radio because it was just kind of like a jab at like like his character everywhere he goes, he's wearing this drug rug,
Yeah.
and it was just like kind of a it was just kind of like a humorous thing where someone calls in and was like, "Buddy, is like, do you just wear that exact same outfit every time you record the like every time you do the show?" And he's like, well, one, I don't know how you know what I'm wearing, but two, this song goes out for you, and you can kiss my ass." Just like where he's like so, he's always just like so on fire and in control. Like when he does the radio show, like that one thing kind of just catches him off guard, and he's like, how does this person know I wear the same outfit every time I do the show?
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
definitely do that. It
sweet.
wouldn't be hard at all. Uh, I would just kind of need like, do you want to be like ominous or like?
Kind of like someone just calling in and calling in to heckle him.
Because like, I was thinking like doing like the scream, like how he's like, "Hello," that kind of low, and be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Want to know who I'm looking at?"
Uh huh. Yeah. We can do it both ways. Whenever I get back to editing, I'll send you what we shot. But I think I might shoot it again next time they come down to do more to do more DJ stuff.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's it really is fun working with actors, and things can just be so hectic, but like it's always a fun. Like we've always like Scars was such a very exhausting week, but we had a blast. I had a blast the entire time.
I loved it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I always get excited anytime we gotta get together and shoot. It's so much
Yeah.
fun.
It's awesome just hanging out with actors, and we're going to be hanging out with Jace tomorrow, which by the time this episode releases, 2 days in the past. So hello from the past.
Hey, what's
But
up?
yeah, yeah, but we're just going to go hang out, hang out with him and just do stuff because like he was already available. And another thing, I love talking just like how dedicated the actors are because Matt again, Matt and Casey they had the bug, and if you're listening, guys, if you're still listening, I really do hope you all get better. But yeah, because like I heard from one of them they was pretty sick, so I'd already knocked today, today, because today out with a possibility of like tomorrow's a possibility, and then I get messaged like 2 a.m. that like they were still thinking about coming down if they were filling up for it, and so at like 3 in the morning, I get out of my apartment and I go to my workspace and charge the batteries like, just in case, because like that. But I love that dedication. I love being caught off guard like that way. Because it's like oh my god, we might actually still end up shooting. I got to be prepared. But nah, it's stomach bugs suck, and
They do.
they do.
yeah, because God, we, we we actually should just do an episode just talking about like the most sick we've ever got because mine's definitely the food poisoning that got so bad. I was so cold that I literally laid in the shower and had my shower turned on so hot that it was like burning parts of my skin, and I felt cold, and I started like hallucinating.
Oh,
Like, and this was like 3 months into the pandemic. I was horrified. I was like, oh my god, this is it. Somehow I've caught I've got COVID. I swear to God, I thought it was that bad, but no, it was just really bad food poisoning. Apparently, yeah, like it hurt. It hurt to even look at my phone screen, and my mom got so worried when I called because she said like I was like shivering so bad, like I was just in so much pain, and then it just went away like 6 hours later, and I went and had to get them old COVID tests where they just basically stab your brain with that thing. But yeah, I got that, and they're just like, no, it came back negative. I actually we also, man, here I am. I've already volunteered Matt and Casey for like another episode, and I'm talking about all these specials. I'm sorry, I, I, I was getting ready to say maybe we should have like a pandemic special where we just talk about some of the weirdness that's went on, because them tests was definitely one. I literally I the fourth or fifth time, because I was shooting a production during the pandemic, so we had to constantly be getting tested and stuff. And so by the third or fourth time, the nurse comes in. She's getting ready to put the nasal swab, and I like grab the top part of the car, like the little handlebar there. I don't know what they're actually called. Everyone I know just calls them an old shit bar, you know. So I grabbed that, and the nurse is kind of smart. She's like, "Oh, honey, it don't hurt that bad. There's no need for that." And I just look her dead in the eyes, and I'm like, "Well, the last time, just because of reflex, I almost punched the last nurse in the face. So I'm trying to prevent that."
Yeah.
And I did, and it was entirely out of reflex. It's just it's kind of like that reflex where you can tell somebody, I'm going to pretend to punch you in the face, and when you still fake swing at them, like they'll still jump and react to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was some of the fun, but shooting a production, like that, and actually just to talk about how cursed Invisible Scars is. When Wolf came back to Kentucky, we actually met. It was Wolf, Kodiak, and I. We start discussing starting, shooting some of Scars, and we saw on the news on Facebook that our local college, Jenkins, well, no, Jenkins, there's not a college in Jenkins, no, it's,
there's not.
but yeah, Berea had closed down because of this virus.
Mm.
And so they're like, huh, that's that's kind of weird. Maybe this virus is going to be a big thing, and little
Yeah.
did we know it was.
Yeah, it got pretty hectic there for a little bit.
Oh yeah. Uh, I still think the weirdest thing is that people like that their fight or flight response is to steal toilet paper.
Right, that or hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like at least with hand sanitizer you can kind of, because it might, because like it could help with the virus. But why the toilet paper? And they're like during the first gas crisis, because all we're doing is having crisis nowadays. Yeah, during the first gas crisis, like when gas suddenly shot up $2 like a few months ago, they go and buy all the toilet paper again. Like, I don't get it.
We're humans. Humans are stupid.
Yeah.
uh, like I almost wanted to make that into a meme. And it's like weather forecast. Well, it's going to rain slightly. Humanity buys toilet paper and then say, "Oh, sorry, force the habit."
Ain't it the truth though?
Yeah, but
You ain't wrong.
yeah, that was quite a time getting to trying to shoot a film because I shot a trailer for a movie for a friend that never did finish production because the trailer was shot the first big week of COVID. We got to go to the Lexington Mall, and I swear to God, there was only like 6 people walking through the mall.
I actually really enjoyed that.
Uh
like,
huh.
like it's not that I minded. I mean, just going to the mall is kind of fun. It's fun to get out. But
Yeah.
anytime I can kind of avoid being around crowds of people, I'm okay with that.
Oh, and I just thought of a kind of mean idea. Mean idea. Tomorrow when we pick Jace up, you want me to try and psych him out? Like just be like whenever we're driving, because like whenever we're heading towards Five Woods, you want me to look at him back. So, when's the last time you've been to Lexington? Are you ready to go see the mall?
Road trip.
Yep, surprise road trip.
You don't have a choice. You're going anyways.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm so indifferent. Like, actually, yeah. Like, I'm going to the 1 year anniversary of me breaking my foot. I'm going to Point Pleasant. We'll see the Mothman statue,
Oh, nice.
and it was just like a big spur of the moment thing that I kind of forgot about.
That needs to be an episode in of itself. Just you talking about Mothman and like the Point Pleasant trip.
Oh yeah, or heck, we should all go. Or because I've never been to Point Pleasant, but I was at the part of Virginia where there's like that big Mothman chair.
Oh, the Flatwood, the big Flatwood monster. Is that what you're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm getting my cryptids mixed. Oh my god,
That's okay.
this was worse than. Which we might save that for the next podcast where we offended every audiophile ever by talking about microphones.
That'll be okay.
Yeah. We'll save that one for next round. But yeah, no, yeah. I was there, and I think that was like 4 hours from here. It was on the way to Pittsburgh, which Pittsburgh was all right.
Yeah.
The Warhol Museum was cool. Uh, there was like a local vendors mall that was cool.
I think I've only been to uh Pittsburgh once.
I've only been to Pittsburgh once as well.
hmm it is all right, but also I guess I kind of got excited because Pittsburgh's like my favorite part of the of the Last of Us.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I really love that, but it was pretty cool. I got to go to Braddock with some of the actors. Some of Fallen Souls is filmed in Braddock, and if you all don't, for anyone is wondering what's so special about this place, it was where this we met this guy named Tony Buba who worked with George Romero, made some of his early zombie movies, like Marvin. We got to go visit the house and like visit the great I'll visit this guy's backyard where like the funeral like in Marvin happens, and so there's like a cool Fallen Souls cast picture of like three, me and two of the cast members out, like in the like at the house, and that was pretty cool. But I also kind of just made it kind of reminded me of here because we visited this pawn shop on its very last day ever being open.
Well, I hate to be kind of the party pooper, guys, but I need to start getting ready for bed.
Oh, you're good.
Work,
Yeah.
unfortunately, comes very early.
It does.
We've been going for over almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how long the podcast episode will be, but yeah, we've been at it.
It's about an hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, okay, yeah, because
So we're good.
we had we had some pretty good conversations in the band version. We might revisit later.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that when we offend every professional sound recorder ever.
God, I can't wait. But the big thing, your boys are back.
Yeah.
Small towns.
Boys are backing down.
Small town slashers are back, and I'm really happy to be recording again. Just sorry it took so long, but yeah, where we've been so busy shooting and all that stuff.
No, it's just one of those things where we just talk about life gets in the way. Like we just had so much going on, and we actually were all set. Like we was gonna record yesterday, and I'll tell the story from my point of view because I was really exhausted, and so I was like, okay, I need to hurry and try to get me asleep and hope that I'm not a zombie when we do the podcast. And so I woke up and just like in a day sent a message like, I'm ready to go when you guys are. And then I checked the messages out. Both of you are like, we're pretty tired. We're going to try for tomorrow. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So all three of us were zombies.
Yeah. All three of us we're just so tired. And I was like, oh man.
But that'll wrap it up for this episode. We will see you guys hopefully next Friday, now that we can actually be back kind of on a bit of a regular schedule. Now that everything's kind of calming down a little bit, we'll try to get back to regular uploads. So,
Oh yeah.
I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I know we're all.
Oh yeah.
We're all absolutely ready for it.
Oh yeah. Many fun times are in the near future.
Absolutely. But thank you all so much for watching this episode, and we will see you all next Friday.
See ya.
Later.